Another night of violent protests raging out of control in the streets of Ferguson, Missouri. Police using tear gas on a crowd of angry people over the shooting death of unarmed teenager Michael Brown. Missouri Governor Jay Nixon will be back in Ferguson today. President Obama has been briefed on the situation on the ground in Ferguson. And almost a week after the shooting, there's still no ID of the officer who opened fire. I want to bring in Mo Ivory, an attorney and radio personality, very familiar to our show. Hi, Mo, as well as Steve Cardian. He's a retired police detective from Westchester County and former member of the New York City Department of Investigation. Steve, thanks so much for joining us. I think it's an important aspect to have you part of this conversation. We're looking at the images. Look at the side of your screen. You see tear gas. You see this violent reaction from both sides. We just spoke with a local newspaper writer, Ray Downs, from the Riverfront Times, who quoted the scene to R.K. Baldwin as a majorly excessive reaction from police. Steve, what can be done here?
Well, they're dealing with the masses here, and we already know that a lot of damage has been done. There's been Molotov cocktails thrown at the police officers. There's been a lot of damage. They want to go home at the end of their shift, and they're going to respond with as much mass of force, as if you will, as they need to not only protect the citizens and the property, but also to protect themselves.
But is it excessive, Steve? It seems to me that kind of response is aggressive and over the amount that would be needed to disperse this crowd.
No, I don't think so. They have the masses. They're lining up in the cover of darkness. So it's a very dangerous situation. They don't know where the negative things that are going to come at them, the Molotov cocktails, rocks being thrown, guns being fired off within the crowd. So they don't know who is there attacking them. They're in uniform. The people that are there know who they are. They don't know those that wish them harm. They can't identify them.
But we know, Mo, that we had this reporter that spoke to us said there were 1 or 2 or 3 bad apples, if you will, in the bunch, where a lot of people were just there protesting, using their words to describe their frustration. He said there was an angry crowd, but it was only 1 or 2 that were violent.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I know you want to.
Michaela, I take complete exception with what he just said, that they are so concerned about the rage of the masses. First of all, it's not masses that are even out there. There's hundreds of people, which cannot be considered masses in a town like that. And you are absolutely correct. There have been 1 or 2 or 3 that have done anything that is dangerous to a militia that has been formed in Ferguson against the people that are trying to peacefully protest, a right that they have to peacefully protest. It's completely excessive.
We have reporters on the ground, Steve, and you hear the words that Mo's using, a militia. You understand that this is a community that is reeling from the death of a teenage boy, a black teenage boy. This is also a community that is racially divided. We know that there's about 2/3 of the people in the community are black, yet there's only 3 black officers on the force. This is a community in pain. How do we address a community in pain that is also having this kind of scene play out?
This was a very unfortunate incident, and we don't know exactly what happened. So the response by the community is unwarranted at this time.
God.
We have to understand, absolutely, they have the right to protest. They have the right to protest. They have the right to say what they do. They don't have the right to loot. They don't have the right to burn down homes, throw Molotov cocktails at police officers. It's totally absurd.
First of all,
and there's dozens of people that have been arrested, not just a few bad apples.
Okay.